Hey everyone, it's Parth, and I'm here with a tutorial after a little bit of time. It's been a little busy. Just graduated college actually, and finally picked up some free time. So yeah, here I am, and this is a tutorial on how to use a single domain name to route to Bubble, but also other services using Cloudflare. And this is technically free because Cloudflare has a very, very, very gracious free tier. But if you were to surpass that, it's $5 a month and pay as you go, which I do pay for because I use Cloudflare Workers a ton for Bubble, which if you don't know much about, leave a comment and I'd love to make more videos on how I'm doing that. But this post references this forum post, this video, I guess, rather, references this forum post. And so what you can essentially achieve here is you can make app.com/dashboard go to Bubble and then make app.com/blog go to your Ghost or your WordPress or whatever blog platform you're using, and then app.com/sync goes to a custom backend server, a whole array of stuff essentially. So I'll go ahead and show you guys a demonstration of what I've done here. So I have my test bubble app here. So if I go to slash what can we go to here? Let's go to Discover. So this is my Bubbles version test um, branch, or the dev branch. And so if I go ahead and punch that in, you'll see that I get directed over to the Discover page within my app. That's a little slow here, but that's something I'm working on, optimizing the app. So yeah, I'm over here on Bubble. If you couldn't tell, let's go to page source, and we could see right here, Bubble session ID. So this is fully on Bubble, and everything works as per usual. Um, Nothing changes here. But now if I go to dev.djfinder.com/docs, then you'll see that I'm going to go ahead and get pushed over to Mintlify, which is what I use for my docs. So we can go to the page source here. And you can see this is just completely different. It's on Next, definitely not Bubble, and it works pretty seamlessly. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started on how to do this. So first things first, you want to head over to your Bubble app editor, and please ignore the issues up here. So you want to head over into your app editor, go to settings, domain and email, and ensure you have your custom domain set up. And this is going to be the domain you want to use. So you no longer have to do app.mydomain.com or dashboard dot or use dot. You can just use the domain directly. Next thing you want to do is go ahead and head over to cloudflare.com and log in or create an account. So once you create an account, go over here to the side panel within your Cloudflare dashboard and head over to compute and go to workers and pages. So brief explanation of what workers and pages is. So workers is essentially Cloudflare's edge logic. So an edge function, it can be compared to, I think Vercel just calls it edge functions. On AWS, which is what I migrated from, it's AWS Lambda. So this is just Cloudflare's version, runs on edge, super fast. It runs on a V8 isolate. So it's actually almost, it's very, very, very low cold start times. Limits you a little bit compared to Lambda, but it's super fast and again on edge. So once you're here in workers, you want to go ahead and hit create application. And now the way I manage all of my workers, and you should for a production app, is through GitHub, or whatever Git repository service you use. For us within my company, I use something called OneDev, and I self-host it, so I have it set up through that. But for the sake of the tutorial, we're just gonna go ahead and do it raw right here in the editor. So we're gonna go ahead and do start with hello world, and we can go to name this worker something. So I'm just gonna call it tutorial edge router. And again, you can call it anything you want. And you're just gonna go ahead and hit deploy. Cool. So once that's deployed, you're gonna be presented onto the workers page to manage it. And we're gonna go up here into settings and click add domains and routes. And here you wanna choose route, and then something that I should have mentioned earlier is you want to go ahead and add your domain into Cloudflare if you haven't already. So if you don't know how to do that, Cloudflare has tons of docs on it, but you basically go into wherever you're hosting or wherever you've registered your domain and set up the name servers to point to Cloudflare. And then you can come over here into settings and select the zone. So for us, it's DJ Finder. And for the route, I'm going to do djfinder.com slash and an asterisk and then hit add route. I'm not going to actually do it because I already have an edge router, which I'm going to switch into here to show you guys how it works. But you would go ahead and put in your domain name, whatever it is right here. And then you're going to do slash and then an asterisk so it can intercept anything that comes after that slash, essentially. And then you're going to go ahead and, again, click add route. Okay, so once that's all set up, we're going to head over here to deployments and then edit code. And again, in a production application, this should be managed via Git. But for the time being, we'll just do it here. So I've provided that code snippet in the description that you're going to go ahead and paste in here. So we're just going to go ahead and paste that. And it's a simple code snippet. And what's great about it is it's just simple JavaScript. And so you could throw it into Claude or Gemini, preferably one of those two, and tell it, hey, for this route, I would like it to go here. And it'll go ahead and fix up the script for you and provide you a new script to throw into here. But this script's pretty simple. All it's saying is grab the request that's coming in on Edge to the domain and go ahead and grab the URL. And if the URL has testroute in it after the slash, then we're going to redirect to Polera.group, which is my consulting company. And otherwise, we're going to go ahead and return it with the original request. So to test this, now again, I didn't actually set this up with my domain because I already have an edge router set up and I don't want to mess with it too much. But Cloudflare does give us a free subdomain that we can test with. So if I go ahead and go to this link that Cloudflare's provided me, we can see a hello world coming in from Cloudflare. So this would essentially be going to your bubble site, right? If it was not guided anywhere else. But if we go to test route, let's see. Oh, I forgot to deploy it. That's my fault. So let's go ahead and deploy it. And then let's refresh. Now, if we go to test route, it should take us to the Polera website. So you can see up here, it changed to the Polera group. Now, you can have this pretty much work however you want. So you don't have to necessarily redirect this. It can it can proxy over to another server, whatever it be. And that's kind of what I did. Now, one more thing that I forgot to mention is within your DNS records, you want to go ahead and remove all the A records that Bubble provides you. So likely you're going to have these top four with these IP addresses, and it's going to have an @ or it's going to have the domain itself in the key value or the name value. And then your www, it's either going to be pointed back to the domain as a CNAME, or you're going to have these 4 A records. Long story short, delete all of these. I think there's 8 of them. And instead, what you're going to set up in your DNS is you're going to set up a CNAME record, and it's the name or key should be your domain name, or you can just use @ which signifies root. And the target is going to be app.bubble.io, and you're going to go ahead and check the proxy status to be on. So you should see this orange cloud, the infamous Cloudflare orange cloud, and you want to ensure that that's on. That's really important. And for www, if I can find mine, you can just set up a CNAME for www that just goes to your main domain and then also proxy that. And you're pretty much good to go from there. Now, something to note is within your bubble settings, you might get this prompt here that they found bad DNS records and they don't support IPv6. Don't have to worry about that. As far as I recall, Cloudflare just flattens and converts to IPv4 on Edge, but I don't exactly remember the infrastructure. But long story short, don't worry about this. It's all good to go. So how I'm kind of using this in my app to show you guys is I have a link here, and it's dev.djfinder.com/genre/country. And so what I do is I have a genres page created within the Bubble app, and then I use option sets to create routes for every genre that I'd like to include. So I use an amazing plugin called Sudsy Page. If you haven't checked that out, do check that out. It's an amazing plugin. And so I use that to basically route. And so when country is clicked, Sudsy goes ahead and triggers a URL change to genres/country. And then we get a whole page on country music over here on the platform. And now the issue with this is Bubble is not able to pick up the individual option sets within the sitemap, right? So I can't have every single one of these, but of course I want these in the sitemap because I mean this is pretty essential to the business and to SEO for this specific business type, which is a marketplace. So to show you guys, this is what Bubble's sitemap looks like. And so I just have one sitemap here, which is the only dynamic data object in Bubble, or data type is what Bubble calls it. And so that's fine. I can get, all the DJs out of here, but I can't get all of the genre option sets. And this applies to a bunch of things. I have occasions on here as well, right? So all of my occasions, they also can't be given their individual sitemaps. And so what I've been able to do now is if we go over here to dev.djfinder.com, which is the same as version test, I'm just using the edge router to make it look a little cleaner instead of the little version test. If we go to dev.djfinder.com/sitemap.xml, you can see here I actually created, or I improved the script for my specific liking to include tons of sitemaps, right? So I do have genres here, and so this is the link I would be able to feed over to Google or Bing, wherever I'm posting it. And if I go over here to the individual sitemap, you can see I have every single option set linked here. And now this isn't automatic, but then again, option sets aren't meant to change very often. So I do have all of them linked here. So that's one way I'm using it. I hope you guys enjoyed the tutorial, and I hope it was clear to understand. This wasn't really planned at all. I just woke up and there was a lot of positive reactions on my posts on both the Bubble forum and Reddit, so I figured I'd go ahead and make this as quick as possible and kind of just go right at it. If you guys enjoyed it, please do leave a like, a comment if you need help, have tips, or just curious about anything, or just enjoy the tutorial. And I would really, really appreciate if you would subscribe. The more subscribers I see, the more tutorials I do want to post, and I have tons to share regarding Bubble and how to optimize it. So would love that. And if you're not already part of the Bubble.io Reddit community, I do advise you to go ahead and join that because I post tons on there, post a lot of tips, and it's a great community to get information, help, tips, whatever it be, aside from the forum. But thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Thanks.